What's going on, everyone? So, the Los Angeles Lakers are looking for that star this upcoming offseason. Now, obviously, the Lakers talks about them going the depth route. Also, I do think that they'll definitely try to find key depth pieces and try to round out this roster better. But if they can land a star, they're going to land a star, right? It's just the Lakers model. It's what they want, right? They're looking for somebody not just now to help raise the ceiling, but somebody post LeBron James. So that's why I think if they can, obviously Donovan Mitchell would be home run, but even like a Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Darius Garland, somebody like that, I do believe the Lakers will make a push to go land that guy. But based on reports, the dream scenario, according to reports, is that the Lakers really want Lauri Markkanen. So according to Sean Devaney, he believes that that is the guy, right? That according to anonymous GMs, right? Even though I hate when it's like, oh yeah, the brothers, cousins, nephews, uncle said that this guy, but I digress. Point is, Lauri Markkanen is the guy that the Lakers see as a dream target. And I'm with you. I really like the idea of Lauri Markkanen. One, he doesn't need the ball in his hands to be effective. He's a legit, 23 to 25 point a game guy. He can rebound. He can bend out on the perimeter. He's good at using his size and his length. Not some like lockdown defensive guy, but he's a real 7-footer that you can slot at the 4. You can slot at the 3. You can even put him at the 5 if you need to. So that versatility on that end goes a long way. Couple problems. One, Lauri Markkanen's going to be in high demand. There's like a list that came out of all the top teams that are favored to land Lauri Markkanen. San Antonio's number 1, the Thunder are number 2, and then it's like the Pistons. Lakers aren't even on that list because, again, Lakers are limited. Yes, they have assets, I believe, to go get a star, depending on that star, right? Like I've talked about, Donovan Mitchell is very, very unlikely. Why? Because there's going to be other teams that want him that just have more that they can give up to go get him. Now, if Donovan Mitchell is like, hey, I only want to go to the Lakers, well, then now I think the Lakers land him. But I think Donovan Mitchell is a long shot. Somebody like Trae, I think, is the most realistic and most likely for the Lakers because he's going to have a very limited market. There's very few teams that are going to want him and go after him. And even the teams that do, are they willing to give up everything that they'd have to give up to go get Trae? Right? Where I think the Lakers, they kind of are in that perfect range to where it's like they have enough to outbid the people that probably are interested in him. So I think that that's most likely. Lauri Markkanen, he's a guy that he's going to be on numerous teams' radars. And a lot of those teams are going to make a push. And a team like the Thunder, which I think is the best fit for him, even more than the Lakers, even more than anything. If I just remove my bias, the best team for Lauri Markkanen is the Oklahoma City Thunder. You had Markkanen on the Thunder, that would be so tough. That'd be so tough. San Antonio, I think, is another good option, but Thunder is the best place. And the Thunder, they have so many assets, they need to just get rid of stuff, right? So they could just give the asking price for Lauri Markkanen just to consolidate some stuff and just go, we need to get rid of things anyway, right? And not even bat an eyelash, right? And that's the second issue, is that Lauri Markkanen, it looking like 4 firsts just to go get Markkanen. Look, I like Lauri Markkanen. I don't think he's worth that much. Right? Is he the second best player on a championship team? Probably not. Right? He's probably more in the mold of like your third best player, right? Which just happens to be with the Lakers. But also post LeBron, is Anthony Davis and Lauri Markkanen enough to have you competitive to win a championship? Probably not. And Lauri Markkanen's about to get paid. Right? His salary right now is cheap. Like the Lakers could just swap if D'Lo opted in. Let's say you could just swap D'Lo with Lauri Markkanen, right? Salary-wise is not an issue. It's the assets it would take. You basically would have to sell the farm to go get Lauri Markkanen. And does that help you now and the future, right? I definitely think it makes you better now. But I also think the Lakers have other pressing needs, right? And I do think the Lakers would be much better with Lauri Markkanen and could potentially win a championship with Lauri Markkanen. But you kind of like, you'd have this like very limited window where now I think, you're going to end up having to max this guy out, and now you're basically stuck, and then LeBron's going to leave and you're still stuck. It's kind of where the Lakers would be at if that were to happen. Now, if the asking price went, like if you could get him for, say, 2 firsts and like Reeves and Rui or something like that, and like maybe you have him throw in a Sexton or let's say you throw in, 2 firsts and a pick swap or something, then sure, I would do that all day. Right? Here's Reeves, here, whatever you want, right? If it's reasonable, because then you'd still have assets, you still have things to where you can kind of upgrade, make the roster better, kind of lock yourself into a championship this year, maybe the next few years, and then even after LeBron, you'd still have assets and things that you could go to kind of leverage. The other good thing is like Lauri Markkanen, he would have the value because he is only 27, right? So even after LeBron, if you were like, but let's go trade for an upgrade, like an actual star, right? Like, I don't know, just an example. Let's say Anthony Edwards becomes available. And it's like, we can go get Anthony Edwards if we include Lauri Markkanen and first. Then sure, go do something like that. But I just think if you're selling the farm for Lauri Markkanen, I'd rather you just wait and be patient. Like, again, I like Lauri Markkanen a lot. Again, doesn't need the ball in his hands. A real 7-footer, right? Shoots the lights out. He shot 40% from 3 this past season on 8 attempts. Right? Like, he's the ideal fit for pretty much every team in the league because he doesn't need 15 dribbles. He doesn't need to take 40 shots for him to go drop 25, right? He's averaging 16 attempts per game and dropping 23.5 points. And so he's a guy that, again, he can light it up. He can shoot the basketball. He just provides so much. He can play multiple positions. Lauri Markkanen would be a home run in my opinion. I just worry about now because the Lakers want that star for now and the future. I just don't know if Lauri Markkanen is the second best player alongside Anthony Davis to win a championship. Right? Now, if you were to get like say Lauri Markkanen and a DeJounte Murray, now we're talking, right? Like, but again, Lauri Markkanen's asking price is so high, right? You could probably get, DeJounte Murray for 2 firsts, right? If you include Reeves, you might even be able to get him for 1 first, right? But if you could do something where you went and got DeJounte Murray and then traded for Lauri Markkanen, and now you're getting both of those guys, well, then now I think now your ceiling is high. I would trade whatever you want. Reeves, Rui, here you go. You could have it all, right? Because if you have a starting 5 of like even Max Christie, right, at the 2, like you could go DeJounte, Max, Lauri Markkanen, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Good luck, right? And the price that it would cost financially for Markkanen and Murray would be the same price as like a Trey or a Mitchell or things like that. So like even financially, you're in great shape to kind of work that out. So especially if D'Lo opts in, right? But problem is like if you give up all of your assets and you have to give up all of your firsts to go get Lauri Markkanen, how do you get anybody else, right? Even upgraded role guys, right? Like because if you take the exact same, like if you just swap D'Lo with Lauri Markkanen, right? And let's say you did D'Lo for an expiring contract, so that way they didn't take on long-term money, and then you threw in 4 firsts, right? Like, does basically swapping D'Lo with Lauri Markkanen make you the best team in the West? Are you good enough to win an NBA championship? Are you good enough to beat Boston, right? I definitely think we'd be better. I think we'd be in the conversation, right? Do we beat Denver? I don't know, maybe. Lauri Markkanen adding another 25-point-a-game guy and how tight and close it was. I do. Like, I definitely think it puts you there. But you're basically locked into your team at that point, right? Now, if you trade Reeves, could you... Because the Lakers would still have, like, pick swap in 2 seconds or, like, 5 seconds or something like that. Could you maybe do something where, if Atlanta wants Reeves that bad, like, it will give you Reeves in, like, 4 seconds plus a pick swap instead of like 2 firsts or whatever, like for Murray, and they're like, sure, maybe, I don't know, but even then it's like, it would make things tough to go get Markkanen. And last kind of point that I want to make is like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, Danny Ainge, like Danny Ainge is the whole reason we were able to get to the conference finals a couple years ago. Like Danny Ainge, like, and I said this back then, again, it's on videos, right? Like, everyone's also like, oh, Danny Ainge would never help the Lakers. Well, he did, and he will, right? Like, he doesn't care. Like, so many people are so, like, tied up in the rivalry, right? And Danny Ainge, this, that, and the other. No, like, Danny Ainge's philosophy is, like, nobody's untouchable, and I have a direction. I like to stack assets. He's even talked about how he believes the Lakers picks are the best picks available, right? Like, Danny Ainge doesn't care about the Lakers or anything. He cares about, like, stacking assets and putting his team in the best position for the direction in which he's going, which is like building out a long-term contender over the next few years. This is a process. This isn't like in the next year or two, we're going to win a championship, right? He's surveying. Like, if he can go get another star, then maybe that changes things and changes the direction. But he's more looking at it as like, hey, you want Lauri Markkanen, that's fine. I'll trade Lauri Markkanen, but it's going to cost you, right? Same thing with you want Sexton, you want whomever, right? You want Kessler, you want any of these guys. You can have them. They're yours. But it's going to cost you, right? Everyone has a price to Danny Ainge. It's just, is it worth the asking price? I love Lauri Markkanen. Again, I want to make it clear. I would give up just about anything to get Lauri Markkanen. But it still has to be within reason, and you got to look at the overall package for the Lakers, right? And the position that the Lakers would be in. I don't know if selling everything to go get Lauri Markkanen puts the Lakers in the best position, right? Like, I think the Lakers still need more than Lauri Markkanen. I think that Lauri Markkanen goes a long way, but I definitely think that they need a little more than just Lauri to get us to where we need to go. And then even post LeBron, I don't think Lauri Markkanen and Anthony Davis are like your answer long term. But those are my thoughts and opinions. And as always, pass the question on to you. Let me know yours down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think Lauri Markkanen, if the price is right, yes, go get him. Make it happen. Do you think no, if it's 4 first and Reeves or something like that, then no, it's not worth it. Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.